Hey everyone, it's Range, and today we are here with one of our fabulous client, Jenny Knorr. She is a registered nurse and aesthetic injector based out of Quinn Creek, Arizona. She also has experience with nursing for more than 20 years now and 3 years as an injector. We have been working together for a couple of months now. We started working together back in May, so it's been quite a few months now. So today she is here to share her experience working with us, what she was doing before us, and how everything is going right now working with Pivot Away. So Jenny, so just to get started, why don't you start with introducing yourself, who you are, what's your practice, where you're located, how long have you been doing this?
Okay, yep. I'm Jenny Knorr. I've been a nurse for 20 plus years, but about three in aesthetics. Um, I knew that I didn't want to be in the hospital anymore.
Hmm.
And I knew starting a business could be the answer to avoiding going back to the hospital.
Yeah.
Um, My husband's a small business owner. He makes it look really easy, but
Uh-huh.
in nursing school, they don't teach you how to own and run a business, right? I know how to be a nurse,
Hmm.
not necessarily how to run a successful business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, the, yeah, the first couple years have been a struggle. I mean, up until we met, have kind of been a struggle. Just, you know, trying to figure out how to get patients in. I feel like the med spa market is uh, a lot more popular than it was a few years ago.
Hmm.
Um, so there's obviously competition out there, and
Hmm.
um, so yeah, it's just been a little struggle till we met.
Okay. Okay. So how long have you been when did you open your practice?
It's been just about 3 years. I'm a
Okay.
solo injector.
Uh-huh.
Um, I rent a little office
Hmm.
space in the naturopath office in Queen Creek.
Hmm.
We're in an amazing location. It's like the downtown area of Queen Creek, which is a great spot. And I still, wasn't getting a ton of traction.
Yeah, so I want to touch on that. So take me back to like before we started working together. Like
Sure.
what did the practice look like on day to day? Like how many patients you were getting, or like how you were getting
I
those
mean,
patients and all this
some
stuff.
weeks, yeah, I feel like mostly referrals. I
Hmm.
would get patients.
Hmm.
My retention's great. So once patients see me, they come back, but just
Hmm.
getting them in the door was challenging. So, I mean, some weeks I didn't have any patients. And
Yeah.
I just knew I didn't want 30 patients, but I needed more than zero patients, right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so that was challenging. And I didn't really know how to change that.
Absolutely.
I Social media is challenging. I don't want to
Hmm.
spend every day on social media trying to, you know, do dancing videos or that's just not. I'd rather be injecting,
Yeah,
to be honest.
absolutely. And it's pretty common because a lot of med spa, the only way they think, and by the way, the thing you talked about retention, like many clinic owners,
Mhm.
they're very good at retaining the patients. Like once they're in the door, like they're gonna keep them forever. But it's the getting them in the door in the first place that's the challenge that they face. And the only way that they think that they're gonna get those patients is by dancing on reels every single afternoon.
Right,
So,
right.
like that's the
Yes.
only way they know. So it's pretty common. And
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. So walk me through like how many new patients you were seeing like every single month. before working with us?
Before working with you,
Yeah.
gosh, I mean, some months it could be two, some
Uh,
months maybe four or five, but
and mhm.
yeah, not anywhere near what I've seen the last couple months.
Okay, so and they were all from referrals and stuff.
Mhm.
So,
Mostly, yeah. Even if it was maybe from the naturopath office
uh-huh.
or from current patients. Yeah.
Okay. So before working with us, like, were you doing any sort of marketing, or have you tried working with someone else or doing something your own?
No, no, I didn't do anything. I was just hoping patients would come in, and that's not the way to run a business, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just felt stuck. I didn't really know what to do.
Okay. All right. So I'm pretty curious on this because you said you haven't tried anything before. Was there anything specific that you found like skeptical or something? Because it's obviously your first time doing this. So was there something that made you hesitant to start this? Because launching ads and all that stuff, it's hard for some people because it's very new thing
Yeah.
for them. So like, was there something that were making you hesitant to get started?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I mean, just spending money that you don't necessarily have, right?
Yeah.
And not knowing if it's going to be successful. That's scary as a small business owner. Um, it helped that you basically were like, I'm going to prove to you, let me prove to you that this is going to work. This is going to be successful. And you're not just spending money and just throwing it out the window. It's going to come back. And so yeah, I just took a chance. It was scary though. It is scary for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah, and I see this a lot of time because I see this med spa market in general in terms of marketing. They have a very negative like association with the word marketing because because they have
Yeah.
been burned by a lot of bad marketing, I'd say, in the past,
Mhm.
which kind of makes them hard to trust someone good, someone who can actually get like that's why I need to like prove things just to
Yeah.
get your attention, just to start working with you. Like, so that's why we had
Right.
that offer for the first 30 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm curious, like, what was that doing to you personally, like before working with us with no patience and like everything? Like, what was that doing to you personally?
It was so well, honestly, when at tax time, I told my husband, this is the year. Like, I'm going to be successful or not. And if not, then I'm going to just call it quits
Hmm.
and focus on your business. His business is successful, but I mean, you can always grow, right?
Yeah,
So, um, yeah, I told him that when we finished taxes, and he was like, okay. So I knew I needed to do something different or not be a business owner, right? So, yeah.
absolutely. So basically, you were gonna shut down your med spa this year if if it
Mhm.
wasn't gonna
Things
work.
didn't change. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So was there a specific moment in your journey where you thought that, hey, something has changed?
Since we started working together,
Yeah, since we start like in
or
your journey, like since we started
yeah.
working together, like was there a specific moment that, hey, I think this guy's I think something has changed. Was there a specific moment?
I guess when I kept seeing patients on the schedule,
Hmm.
right? Like that was a huge change.
Hmm.
Even if it was, only two or three, maybe the first week, I was like, oh my gosh, there's two or three new patients like the first week. I wasn't always even seeing that per month, right? So that was huge. And I was like, oh my gosh, this could really work. Yeah, this could be the answer.
Absolutely.
So,
So,
yeah.
yeah. And also going back to the thing you said about, shutting down your med spa and all this stuff. was like apart from like money, was there something else that it was costing you, like time or stress or sleep or something, anything like that? Because running a business, it's actually really hard. Because I know you also do nursing job as well. So managing everything. Yeah, so like what was the other thing that it was
Kids
cost? Yeah,
were,
kids. Yeah.
yeah, all of it. Yeah, I mean, it was always, I mean, of course, it's always on your mind as a small business owner. No one's going to be as um, devoted to your business as you are. But yeah, it was just always on my mind. What can I do? What should I do? I would hear um, like other super popular injectors say you have to post like 10 stories a day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in the car 3 hours a day picking kids up and I can't post 10 stories a day. Like that's just not going to work. If that's what I have to do, I don't think this is for me. Um, so it's just always on my mind buying product, right? Like you don't get a deal if you're a small solo injector.
Yes.
So buying large amounts of product and then sitting on that product, that was
Yes.
super stressful. You know, when I first started being talked into buying 30 bottles or 30 vials of tox when, I had like 3 patients, like that is so stressful.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's right because like this is the strategy they use when they start the med spa. They think posting is gonna help. They post like 10 times a day,
Mhm.
and it helps like the organic side. I'm not against that because if you do that long enough, that organic side can actually bring you a lot more patient. But the only thing is that's going to take you a long time to build that brand
Right.
and that authority in your area. It takes time, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't have time, so we gotta have
Time is
something.
money.
Yeah. So we gotta have something that we can like trust that hey, it's gonna predictably give me 5 to 10 new patients every single week or 20 to 30 patients every single week. So if we have something built out that way, then it gets really I'd say stress free. It basically alleviates that stress of being a business owner that hey, where I'm gonna get my next customer from. So yeah,
Yes,
so,
I agree.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So was
And
there, yeah,
oh,
go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not unrealistic either. When we first talked, I was like, I don't want 30 patients a week right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
that's too much. I know, being a mom and like I said, being in the car hours a day, like I would be good with, 6 to 10 new patients a week. Like that's great for me. I'm not being unrealistic.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, and absolutely with that, like getting new patients and getting new
Mhm.
bookings, like the quality of the bookings also matters as much. So yeah, I mean,
Correct.
we can fill your calendar with 100 appointments, but if they are low quality, then it won't matter. So we also make
Right.
sure that the appointments that we do book are highly qualified. So
Yes.
I have this one more question. So let's say, what was the one specific thing that you were afraid would happen, like if nothing changed? Like let's say we never met. What was that one thing that you were most afraid of, like if nothing changed?
That I would fail, really, to be honest. And then, oh, mom started a business and it, she couldn't, it wasn't successful. Yeah.
Yeah. So during that time when like you didn't know what you needed to do,
Mhm.
um, did you have any goals in mind that hey, I want to achieve at least I want this to every single month, like in terms of monthly revenue or monthly new patients? Like, did you have a certain goal? in mind?
I guess like more probably like new patients per month or patients period, right? Per week.
Mhm.
I was like, if I get I remember telling my husband this, like if I could get see six patients this week, I'd be thrilled with that. Um, so again, that's not even unrealistic, right? That's
Yeah,
like minimum.
absolutely.
Um, yeah. So now I'm pretty much doing that. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're getting like 4 to 5 new patients every single week. And the best thing about
Hmm.
this is the more we run the ads, like the better it's gonna get over time.
Hmm.
So yeah, like that's the beauty of it. All
Yeah.
right, so my next thing would be like when you first heard about like what we do, um was there anything that made you a bit skeptical? Like hey, is this even gonna work? Like, was there any specific
Yeah.
thing in what we did or how we approached like that made you skeptical?
I mean, you were confident that we have we have a process. We know what we're doing. We focus on med spas. Like we know this area, right? And I mean, of course, I haven't worked with anyone before, and I'm like, oh, sure. Like it's like the drug rep that comes in, and every product they have is amazing. It's the best, right? So that was just the skeptic in me. Like, oh, really? Is this really going to work? Is this really successful? Um, but again, I knew that I needed to take a chance and do something
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
what specifically made you like pull the trigger? Because I remember we hopped on a call first time and we like you
Hmm.
took like a couple of days to decide and stuff.
Yep.
So like what
Yes.
made you actually pull the trigger on this?
Surprisingly, it only took a couple days. I'm so indecisive, which doesn't help being a business owner, right? You have to be pretty decisive. Um, and that's just not my personality in certain areas. So so I'm surprised it took just a couple days, but I honestly, what made me pull the trigger was listening to you and Marie.
Oh, yes.
Hmm. And
Yeah,
I was
we
like, okay, yeah, just
mhm.
chatting like this. And I thought that, yeah, okay, yep, he's legit and we're gonna do it.
All right. Yeah. And I hope, some other clinic owner that's watching this right now will
Hmm.
get that same feeling, that hey, I think this is probably gonna work. Because,
Yeah,
sometimes they're on the fence and this is this one thing to actually pull the trigger and make that decision. So,
right.
so yeah, so like we have pretty much covered like the entire background story on how things
Hmm.
were. So, where are things right now? Like, what about the growth compared to what was happening before? Like, how many patients
Yeah.
you are seeing,
I
the
mean,
revenue lift? Mhm.
yeah, this week alone, I think I had 6 or 7 new lit patients. I mean, 2 of them were sick one day, so they had to cancel, which is fine. That happens.
Yes.
But still much better than ever before, right? Um,
Yes.
yeah, so that's huge. The revenue side, I should watch closer. I'll be honest. I'm not the best with watching that. I know that I told my receptionist the other day. I said, "Oh my gosh, my business checking account has never has never been where it is right now." So that tells me obviously I'm making money. Um,
That's great. That's
Again, not
great.
the best on the business side. Nursing, yes, I know how to be a nurse,
That's great.
but
That's great.
I'm learning. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we also have trainings coming up for the business side of things on how you can manage your
Mhm.
finances, how we can do plannings, how we can do projections, and all that stuff. So we are actually working on a comprehensive, I'd say, a guide and course for you to actually learn all that stuff, learning what's the best EMR for you, financing options,
Mhm.
how you can come up with your own offers. So that's also something that we are working on right now.
Yeah.
So,
That's great
um,
because I hear it in a lot of, oh, sorry, in a lot of groups, like nurses just struggle with the business side. Like I've
yes,
shared your information, what, 3 or 4 times to different people just this week because it's just challenging. You don't learn
yes,
anything about being a business owner in
yes,
school.
yeah.
So,
So that's exactly what we're doing, like bringing all those
mm,
information that you would like otherwise need to launch and run a successful med spa. So everything
right.
from EMR, financing options, and all the nine yards. So we're actually gonna
Yeah.
create that, and anyone who, yeah, like all of our partners are gonna get free access to that entire training. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So,
Very.
yeah. So going back to like, what was the first win you noticed when you started working together? And like, was there a specific win that you noticed that made you, hey, I think this is going into the right direction?
I mean, I feel like just the first couple weeks and seeing, the first 5 patients or so, that
Yeah.
was definitely a win. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is definitely going in the direction we want for sure.
Yeah. And I remember
Mm,
because, it's not it's like it's unusual because, for with you specifically, I remember we
mhm.
had our first booking on the very first day of launching the ads.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we, booked the deposit with the deposit, that appointment. So it was on the same day. So look, were you
Right.
charging deposits before working with us for the
No,
appointments? And
no. But yeah, listening to you and Marie, I thought she's on to something. Like we definitely need to do that
Mhm,
because like she even mentioned, like people on the internet don't necessarily value your time always
mhm.
because you're not necessarily real yet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've definitely helped. And we had a couple maybe patients that booked and seemed kind of difficult. Um, and but only a couple, literally
Yeah.
only probably two,
Yeah, too.
that yeah wanted their deposit back and were really kind of freaking out about the $25 deposit. It's nothing crazy, but then you realize, okay, yep, they're good to
Yeah, it's better to just
go somewhere
refund
else.
them. Like you probably don't
Yeah,
want those people anywhere near your business because,
right,
it's they are not worth the $25 deposit. So,
correct,
yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, so
so
like we had like two people. One of them was sick, and one of
mhm,
them she just booked and then canceled the same day.
yeah.
So yeah. So is there any specific patient story like that stands out, like someone who came in from the ad and was kind of
Oh,
great?
yeah, I mean, so many. I mean, most of them, I'd say 90%, 95%, maybe even higher, are great. Like they're exactly the patient that I want,
Uh,
anyways, from the start. But I did ask one patient, I asked, I think one or two. One in particular, I said, how was the communication process? How did it go booking? And she said it was great. She said, and I really appreciated them following up with me because she said I'll frequently like click on something and then forget about it or um, just not book it. She's like, so I really appreciated them following up with me. And she's like, I figured it's meant to be. I need to make this appointment. So I thought that was great because so many of us do that, right? Like
yes.
we'll click something and then forget about it.
Yes.
And I don't have the time to necessarily follow up with patients as
Yes.
much as, you guys do. So
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
great.
And follow-up is the
Hmm.
key. Like money is in the follow-up. Most people what
Right.
like even when they run the ads, what they do is they would just run the ads and get the leads. They might call them one time, two times, and might maybe text them one
Uh-huh.
time, and they just forget about the lead. And then they
Right.
say, "Hey, Facebook ad doesn't work." But it doesn't work because you were not following up with those patients like enough. And there is this MIT study that they did where they found out that, like, on average, someone would book an appointment on the seventh or eighth follow-up. So, like,
I
on
believe it.
average, that's like
Yeah.
the seven touch points, and after that, they book the
Hmm.
appointment. So it's very crucial that we follow up with the leads that we generate. So yeah, so
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what.
That's been so helpful. And just like I'll text Olivia and say, hey, this person, like a couple times patients will find my business phone number, which is fine. And then she'll take it from there. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olivia is great.
Yeah.
So, so beyond the numbers, like, how do you feel different now? Like, with beyond the numbers, like, what does
Yeah.
working with us has brought you, beyond numbers?
I would say I'm definitely more confident in my business and knowing that um, we can be successful.
Mhm.
It's helped with that because I really was like, oh man, this isn't going to work out, you know. But now I see that it can.
Yes. So obviously, with us working with you, as you
Mhm.
mentioned, we take the like majority part of booking the appointments and following up with them, running the ads and
Mhm.
all that stuff. We take care of everything. So, like, what do you do with the headspace that you got back, like, afterwards? Because now you don't have to really think about where you're gonna get your next client from.
Yeah. I have time to do other things. My husband's been begging for help with his business, just like bookkeeping. So I have more time to do that. But yeah, it's just less stressful on this side. Um,
Mhm.
just the constant worry isn't there.
Okay. Right. So the past Jenny would love this.
Right. Like you'll be less stressed out. Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. So, out of everything that we do,
Mhm.
is there a specific component of what we do that you like the most? Like,
I think it's taking over that communication, that initial communication with the patient, following up. Like that is, you don't realize what a big deal it is, but it's a really big deal. It's huge. Yeah. It's so important and to be timely. Um, I appreciate that so much.
right. So on that note, like, how would you say your communication with me, with our team, like how quickly we respond, how like the quality of our communication, like what will you say about that?
I mean, so responsive and so quick to fix things or do things like with the website, which is not necessarily related to this part. But you're like, yep, I'll take care of it. It's done. Um, that's amazing. I don't know that many businesses are that responsive. So
Oh.
it's like a breath of fresh air. Yeah. It's like, okay, yep, it's done. And okay, now I can check that off and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean that's something that we consciously do. Like, speed is king. That's like one of our like motto in our internal team. Like we always want to
Hmm.
make sure that we get things off the plate. So like that's
Yes.
something that we do actively. So yeah.
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 I appreciate it. That's the best.
Right. So we have pretty much covered a lot of ground here. So like what do you think? Like
Yeah.
what's next for the practice? Like what are you building towards?
Um, that's a good question. Maybe at some point in the next, 6 to 12 months to maybe expand, to a little bigger of a space. I don't know that I even want I don't think I want a huge space. But I mentioned to my naturopath actually the other day, I said, oh, maybe someday soon, um, I'll need this space. Like she has a larger space, probably double the room that I have now, that's just sitting empty. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll need that soon. She said, yeah. So that maybe that just expanding, maybe getting a device,
Mhm.
um, and expanding that way.
So yeah, so basically you have that entrepreneurial spirit, basically expanding the business, hiring injector under you, and yeah, basically what's the end goal like with this business? Do you just want to keep running this, or would you just like to get yourself out of it?
I love interacting with patients. So I don't know that I would ever like maybe hire an injector and then step back myself. I don't think I want to do that. I
Hmm.
always want to be, um, with patients. I love meeting new patients, treating them. Um, so I don't think I'd want to step back, but yeah, growing to a manageable, size.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's a goal, I guess. Maybe having another injector and
Hmm.
myself. That would be a good realistic goal.
Okay, great. So we are, going towards the end of this mini podcast that we have. So to finish this
Yeah.
off, the last question that I have for you is, what would you say to a med spa owner who is watching this, who is where you were before
Mhm.
and wants to be where you are right now, but like is on the fence and is doubting? Like, what would you say to them?
I would say you have to do something different. You have to. If you don't, you're going to continue, with like me, with the one or two patients sometimes a month, right? And that alone is stressful. And you have to take the leap, and you guys are trustworthy. Like, um, thank goodness you're trustworthy, right? I'm glad you guys are doing what you said you're going to do. We're I'm proof that you can be trusted. If that's a concern for people, right? They don't want to spend money and then just have it be for nothing. So
Yes.
yeah, take the jump, and you'll prove that you're beneficial and can help them grow. Um, I guess that's my biggest piece of advice. Like you gotta get out there. It's not social media or Instagram or TikTok aren't the only way to try to grow. That's tough and takes long, like we talked about. It takes a long time to grow that way. So
Absolutely.
yeah, taking a chance on you, and you can show them what you can do.
Absolutely. So, yeah, so thanks for this. And this was
Yeah,
actually really valuable. And yeah, we're also looking forward to bringing you more patients. And hopefully,
yeah,
if you're
me too.
watching this, yeah, getting you more patients. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is pretty much